Now we have that ABC News exclusive, Diane Sawyer's one-on-one interview with Ben Affleck, the Oscar-winning actor, opening up about his struggles and how he found hope. Diane, as always, eye-opening.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, I've interviewed Ben Affleck since he and Matt Damon lit up Hollywood with their youth and their talent and Good Will Hunting. And Ben was the race car, talking faster than anybody, reading everything and brimming with optimism. But life is life. And today he's coming back to talk about the strength you have to find in a tough season.
Oh my God.
Honest word.
Really high.
Ben Affleck strides into Xavier High School in New York with his signature high-octane energy. He is fast-talking, funny. As we head to the gym where the junior varsity basketball team is preparing for a playoff game.
I believe in you. You're going to do it. I got a very good feeling about this game.
Affleck has a new movie coming out called The Way Back. It's about a group of young basketball players who need to believe in themselves and a struggling coach who needs faith too, that he can overcome addiction and reclaim his life.
Which one's me? This one?
This is you. Oh. Okay, here we go. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again, too. You look great.
I think you were 27 when we did our first interview. You're now 47.
Like I said, you look the same. It's quite visible. 47. You can see it. Not getting away with anything.
So
A Hollywood star is ready to talk about the fault lines of addiction in his life.
I got sober when I was younger, in 2001, which I now look at as a sort of a JV version of what really the problem is. I was sober for a couple of years, and then I thought, I want to just drink like a normal person, and I want to have wine at dinner and so on. And I was able to. I was able to for about 8 years.
He says he kept a kind of balance as he married a beloved actress. They had 3 children.
Watch the gazelle as he grazes through the open plains.
And his career as a director brought him a whole new dimension in Hollywood.
Ben Affleck, Argo.
Thank you all very much.
But he says he learned that sooner or later your vulnerabilities can find you.
I started to drink more and more and more, and it was really hard for me to accept that meant I was an alcoholic. I was like, I can just go back. I was fine before. I just need to take a break. I just need to slow down. I'm okay. You know what I mean? This isn't me. And I started to drink every day. When I come home from work and I start to drink, and I just sit there and drink till I pass out on the couch.
He says he had wrestled depression for years and added there was rockiness in his marriage and the potent family history we didn't know of a little boy whose grandmother took her life amid alcohol and barbiturates. His aunt was an addict, so was his father.
For me, seeing my dad he was drunk every day, and that was just life. And as that got worse, that was really, really painful. And I always said, that'll never be me. I'm never going to do that. I wish he had been sober during those formative years, but what he's taught me is how important it is for me to be sober now during these formative years for my kids.
He says his mother was his rock, but as his family broke apart, he vowed never to repeat it.
what was the hardest thing for you to be honest with yourself about?
That I was going to get divorced. That I never thought I was going to get divorced. I didn't want to get divorced. I didn't want to be a divorced person. I really didn't want to be a split family with my children. And it upset me because it meant I wasn't who I thought I was. And that was so painful and so disappointing.
In yourself?
In myself.
2 times in the last 3 years, he went to rehab, always worried that his drinking was affecting the children at the center of his life.
I really don't want my children to pay for my sins.
Or to be afraid for you.
Or to be afraid for me, which is one of the hard parts of being the child of an alcoholic. Do you think, what if my dad gets drunk? What if he does something stupid? What if he ends up on TMZ? You know, and it's on my news feed and other kids see it.
Did you watch the TMZ? Did you watch the
I didn't.
Slip?
I saw a little bit. I saw a little bit of it. So yes, I guess I did watch some of it, although not the whole thing. I know what it looks like to be drunk. I don't need to watch any more of it.
A relapse broadcast around the world. And he says, a wake-up call about the dad he is determined to be.
I took the last half of the year off, and I just got to be dad. Drive him to school, pick him up, go to the swim meet, just that's where the parenting happens. It's in the cracks. It's in the moments where you're just taking them back from soccer and they say something profound or they talk about how they're really feeling about something, and it's like, that's where you get to be the parent. That's the joy of it, and that's what I don't want to miss.
And so he wanted to make the movie about the underdog team that finds a victory on the other side.
1, 2, 3.
And the coach who comes to believe that what is possible is stronger than what is past.
My favorite scene in this movie, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, is where my character loses his job, because it's really about consequences, and you understand how desperate he is to not have to suffer those consequences and how painful that can be.
Every time you say the word pain, your face changes.
What does it do?
You go somewhere.
It's very painful. Divorce is very painful, and alcoholism are very painful. They just are. If there's something that your child is suffering, that's a level of pain that is just not easily gotten past, not easily forgiven, not easily forgotten, and it's hard. You're not going to avoid causing your kids pain. All pain. Pain is part of life. I take some comfort in that. I'm doing my very, very best. And I hope that is, it has to be good enough. I have to. I don't really have a choice. I have to be the man I want to be at this point. I don't have any more room for failure of that kind.
And he said one thing about Jennifer Garner, his ex-wife. Doesn't want to talk about the marriage, that was private, but he says, what I want to say publicly and privately is thank you. Thank you for being thoughtful, considerate, responsible, and a great mom and person. So he has really begun a new path, and tomorrow I'm going to bring you a little more of what he's learned about the causes underlying the alcoholism, and also, famous, glamorous cover guy is going to talk what he's learned about women as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Seems like some of the
And
optimism
himself.
is back.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely, and some of the humor. He is so funny and unpredictable, as you'll see tomorrow.
But like I say, what is possible is greater than what has passed. That was powerful.
That's where he is.
Yeah. Okay. Morning, sunshine.
Thank you.
With that yellow one, I was like,
Thank you.
but you are going to be back tomorrow, and we
I
want
am.
to. The Way Back is his movie, and
Yeah.
it's out on March 6th, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Okay.